Hey, what's up everyone? This is Snicked. Welcome back to another Royal Revolt 2 video, and thanks for checking this out. So in this installment, I want to take a look at some of the elite boosts that have rolled out under Flare's 1.6.0 update for Royal Revolt 2. My Alliance SK United Realms has actually upgraded 5 of the 10 different elite boosts that are out now under 1.6.0. We're doing a lot of experimentation looking at different combinations of elite boosts both offensively, so when we're raiding, as well as defensively, trying to figure out what we can outfit both the troops that we bring into battle and what we can outfit our waves with. And so there's a lot of novel combinations there, and we're trying to see what tactically is most effective for us. We are currently at level 35, which is the member cap right now of 40 different members. Which is something that Flare, they bumped that up to 55, and then they reduced that to 40, probably because of the glitch that's been going on over in Vanguard Legion with some of the issues that they're running into there. So that might be a temporary cap, but for now, we are still allocating some gold to leveling, but we wanted to, especially this weekend, take a look at some of these different elite boosts and just have some fun with them. And so we've been doing a lot of experimentation, and we're getting some pretty awesome results. So let's go ahead and go into the elite boosts, and we'll check out a few of the things that are going on here. So the first elite boost, which is right now, which is the one that I'm most excited about and have yet to actually experiment with, is the level 4 Power Archer. Now in your alliance, these different tiers or different levels to the elite boosts become available as you upgrade your alliance level. And so at level 35, we actually just unlocked the Storm Cannon number 3, which is really powerful and really fun to take into battle. So the Storm Cannon level 3 was unlocked at number 5, and then level 35, which is the 40th member slot, and level 36, excuse me, actually unlocks Range Bomber level 3, and level 34, which was the 39th member slot, unlocked Raging Wolf level 2, I believe. So you can see that as you're upgrading your alliance level, you're going to be able to unlock more powerful elite boost tiers. So that's pretty exciting. And right now we're at the level 4 Power Archer, which I think we've had ever since 1.6.0 came out. And I believe we were either at level 33 or level 34 when 1.6.0 came out. So you should see that right around the time that you unlock, maybe at the very latest, the time that you unlock the 38th member slot. It's becoming difficult to get to funding these levels. I think we're at like 46.5 million to get to level 36, and so it's taken quite a bit of work, quite a bit of effort, and quite a bit of generosity from some members of our alliance to get to this point. But anyway, so be aware that as you upgrade your alliance level, you are going to unlock different boosts and different boost tiers, and also something to be aware of, because there was a little bit of speculation about this. When you upgrade your alliance level, it does not have any impact on upgrading or activating or prolonging elite boosts. It only opens up new elite boost tiers, like I said just a moment ago, where when we did level 35, we unlocked the Storm Cannon level 3. So that would have been nice if it just went through and kind of did a single upgrade to every elite boost or something like that. That would have been exceptionally generous on Flare's part, but that's not what's going on right now. So anyway, looking at Power Archer here, something really, really cool. So we're at level 4 of 4. It costs somewhere between 2 and 2.4 million to get to go from 0 to level 4. So now we're at level 4, and that bought us about 1 day and 10 hours. So about 34 hours of time as we upgraded that. So as you go through upgrading different tiers, the amount of each tier here, so there's 4 tiers on Power Archer, each tier has its own specific amount of time, and those, as you can see down here in the box, it says prolong plus 10 hours. So if I clicked that, it's been 781,000 gold to prolong the Power Archer boost for an additional 10 hours. But every upgrade tier, so tiers 1 through 4, has its own amount of time. So I think the first level was 4 hours, and the second, third, and fourth levels might have been, I don't recall what they were, but maybe it was like 5, 6, 7, 8 or something like that. It got a little bit longer, all the way up to, again, a cumulative time of 34 hours kind of banked or built up for this boost. So that's great to see, because some of the other boosts are much more costly for a lot less time banked. But I will tell you, and this is just a tip to be aware of as you're going in and you're upgrading your boosts, if anybody decides to do these, is that when you're upgrading your boosts, it's a lot more costly to upgrade your boosts, or to activate your boosts and to upgrade them, than it is to prolong them. So once you've upgraded a boost, if you're capable of doing it, if you can absorb the cost of prolonging the boosts, as you can see here, so adding additional time to the max level boost that you have, it is much more economical to prolong the boost than it is to let the boost completely expire and then try to build it back up again. I know I ran the numbers on the Raging Wolf boost, and if you let the Raging Wolf boost level 2 expire, it costs about 5.3 million gold to reactivate it, re-upgrade it, and then prolong it, I think, for a full 24-hour cycle. Whereas it only costs 3 million to upgrade, to prolong the Raging Wolf 2 for a 24-hour period. So as you can see there, it's about 40% cheaper to prolong the boost than it is to let it lapse or expire and then re-upgrade and go through that entire cycle again. So that's just something to be aware of. Again, if you can absorb the cost, and if your donation capacity or your gold donation capacity in your alliance is capable of funding a favorite boost that you guys have in your alliance, whatever your alliance may be, and the costs of these boosts scale, by the way. So for some of you who are in a lower level alliance, the cost of leveling up power, you might not be able to get to Power Archer level 4, but the cost of leveling and prolonging the upgrade or the boost for Power Archer is going to be a lot lower than what you see here. So that's something to be aware of as well. So if you are capable in your alliance of absorbing the cost and keeping your elite boost, whatever one or whatever two maybe you've chosen to upgrade, if you're capable of prolonging them rather than letting them just completely expire and then re-upgrading them, it's going to save you a lot more in the long run. And actually, it's cheaper. It's pretty much cheaper for us to keep, for example, Raging Wolf 2 upgraded and prolonged on an ongoing basis than it would be to let it lapse, take a break, and then bring it back up. Because again, it is about 40% cheaper. So we almost get 10 hours free by doing it that way, if you want to think about it that way. So anyway, Power Archer, having a look at this boost. So that's a lot of preliminaries about elite boosts, some information. And there's some misinformation and some conjecture about elite boosts out there. Hopefully some of those details clarify matters for you guys as you consider doing these. So Power Archer, as you can see here, is level 4 of 4. There's a 90% health boost to the Archer's base stat here under Power Archer level 4, and a 45% blunt damage bonus. Now it's interesting as you look at that, because Power Archers, or Archers I should say, have no blunt damage stat. They only have a piercing damage stat. And so I'm not sure, looking at this, if this blunt damage bonus of 45% is rolled into the Archer's piercing damage stat, as you can see here, or if it's a completely different and separate stat. And it seems like it would be, because it's a completely different type of damage. But I'm not really confident on that, and I have yet to actually try this out. But have a look here. The Power Archer 4 of 4, so the fourth tier Power Archer, which as far as I know is the max right now, has 900 piercing damage. In addition to that, its health is 2432. Now remember, archers at level 10, so at the max level, actually at any level, have a morale cost of 2. So they're very economical. It's the second troop type that you unlock in the game. You can spam, if you have a decent amount of leadership, say maybe, I don't know, even 7,000 or above, you can pretty much spam archers with very little interruption as you're going into a raid. So it can be great for building up a big army of ranged DPS and piercing damage. But the Power Archer at 900 piercing damage and 2432 health. So there's always this ongoing debate about what's better, the R Blaster or the Archer. Now the R Blaster is always going to be better than the Archer, unless they modify the Power Archer stat. Is always going to be better in terms of range. So the R Blaster is always going to have a longer reach, and its radius is always going to be much longer than the Archer. Archer has 3.5, and is the range on the Archer, and the R Blaster has 5.5. So that's a highly significant range increase on the R Blaster. But check out the comparison of the stats. So here's the base level R Blaster. It's 780 piercing damage. The 4th tier Power Archer has 900 piercing damage, and potentially, in addition to that, a 45% blunt damage bonus. Now, again, I'm not sure if that's rolled into the Power Archer's piercing damage stat or not. I have a feeling it's not, because again, it's a completely different type of damage, and it wouldn't make any sense to roll that into it. But nonetheless, 900 piercing damage for the 4th tier Power Archer versus 780 for the level 6 R Blaster, and 2432 for the Archer's health versus 1980 for the R Blaster. So I didn't pause to look as I was upgrading it. I just upgraded it all in one fell swoop. But I didn't pause to upgrade to look at the other levels of the Power Archer. I will go back and have a look at that and maybe feature that in a subsequent video. But just so you know, the level 4 Power Archer versus just the base level R Blaster, there's absolutely no contest except for the range. 5.5 for the R Blaster, only 3.5 for the Power Archer. Would have been cool to see that boosted as well, but we can't have everything. And so there's really no contest there, especially when you consider that an Archer has a morale cost of 2 and an R Blaster has a morale cost of 4. So if you really want a kind of an apples to apples, pound for pound comparison of the Archer to the R Blaster, going back over here, the Power Archer at 900 piercing damage and only 2 morale costs. So if you, it's a ratio of 2 Archers to 1 R Blaster for the same morale cost. So you would generate 2 Archers for a morale cost of 4 for every single R Blaster that you generate for a morale cost of 4. So comparing them, you would basically say that those 2 Archers put out 1,800 piercing damage and have, what is that, 4,864 hit points between them. So 1,800 piercing damage, 4,864 health versus a single R Blaster of 780 piercing damage and 1,980 health. So it's way more than twice the health, and it's way more than twice the piercing damage on a morale point by morale point comparison basis. So that's it for the Power Archers. Just more briefly, flipping over here, looking at the Stunning Ogre. So the Stunning Ogre has still has a blunt damage of 465. So the amount of blunt damage that the Ogre is dealing out here at a level 2 Stunning Ogre, or a 2nd tier Stunning Ogre boost, is not actually increased any. I think that's still the base stat from just the plain old Ogre, but the Ogre's health is significantly increased. As you can see here, it's 15,372, and there aren't there don't seem to be any boosts to either the resistance or weakness stats. Those don't really seem to be adjusted by the elite boosts that I can see. But so the point being that the Ogre's hit points are significantly increased under the elite boosts. Going over here to Storm Cannon, this is Storm Cannon level 3 of 3, a blunt damage of 851 and health of 3,870. So dealing out a ton more blunt damage. The Storm Cannon level 3 deals out almost twice the amount of blunt damage as the Ogre does, and that's per cannonball. And I can tell you that the rate of fire of the Storm Cannon is much faster. Of the Storm Cannon level 3 is much faster than the base cannon. And at 3,870 hit points, they are much tankier and much more durable than they were at base level for the cannon. So really cool to see, and those are awesome to see in action. And I'm going to do another video here right after this one, and hopefully I'll have it up shortly later on today. This is the 21st of December, by the way, so it should be up later today out here on YouTube, featuring these different elite boosts in action. So, and then the final elite boost that I want to have a look at is the Raging Wolf level 3. So I said Raging Wolf level 2 under level 34 for the Alliance. It's actually Raging Wolf level 3, so I misspoke there. So the normal damage, 316, which is increased, and was I think it was increased anyway, maybe under 1.6.0, or it was patched. It was 285 up until recently, and so the base damage that's generated by the Wolf under these elite boosts has not been raised, just as the Ogre's base damage has not been raised. But the Raging Wolf's hit points are significantly higher. So the Raging Wolf Tier 2 Elite Boost has 17,248 hit points, which is a huge increase. And the Wolf is by far the most durable and the strongest kind of tank in the game. And if you think about it, at a health of 17,248, and you go over here and you look at it does have a 50% resistance to fire and a 25% resistance to piercing, but a 75% resistance to ice damage. So if you're going, by the way, if you're going into a base that has wolves in it, you might want to ensure that your glove, your sword, or both have an ice damage stat on it, because that is going to be important if you are meleeing, against the wolf as your hero. But at 17,248 damage, that's actually more hit points than just about every king that I come across in the game. There's only maybe a few elite level kings that are well above level 100 that have more hit points than the wolf. There are other forms of resistance and weakness that go into that, as far as the boosts or the secondary stats that you have on your heroes' items that may kind of shift that around. But anyway, that's just an illustration of showing you how strong and how much of a tank the Raging Wolf is at this second tier elite boost that it has. So that's it for the elite boosts, the 5 of 5 elite boosts that we currently have activated. There's the Power Archer. We also have the Frost Trap, which I omitted to add. So the Frost Trap is actually much stronger. You can see here it has an 80% increase. The Tier 3 Frost Trap does an 80% increase in hit points, and the frost effect that it deals out is, as you can see here, is plus 40%. So these are exceptionally durable now. They still don't deal out a lot of damage, but they do exert a slow effect, and they're much stronger, and so they're a big distraction for cannons and blunt damage dealers now, and can have the impact of significantly slowing the progress of your troops through the base as they attempt to deal with these really strong and really durable frost traps. So anyway, we have the Power Archer, the Frost Trap, Stunning Ogre, Storm Cannon, and then finally the Raging Wolf. So those are the 5 elite boosts that SK United Realms currently has upgraded. And again, you might want to check out YouTube a little bit later on today, because I will have another video, or maybe even a couple of different videos up, showing these different elite boosts that we currently have in action. So thanks for watching, guys, and catch up with you later.